that. As many of you know, this is the 30th anniversary of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. To that end, we've had a lot of special Q&As like this as we feature some of our top talent. So without further delay, we're going to bring out three superstars for you today. First fighter to the stage. This man's a proud Kiwi, one of the best flyweights in the world, former interim title challenger, and top-ranked contender, Kai Kara-France. How about it? All right, next fighter to the stage, longtime fan favorite, personal favorite of mine as well. 21-time UFC veteran, two-time UFC headliner, the Hangman, Dan Hooker. All right, our final fighter taking part in the Q&A today, the former UFC interim lightweight champion, and now the baddest motherfucker on planet Earth, Justin Gaethje. Let's go. All right, we are very appreciative that you guys are all here. We have Kai and Dan and Justin with you for about 30 minutes. We have microphones set up on both sides of the stage. Don't be shy. Get in line now or forever hold your peace. And I guess we'll begin right there. Yeah, stage right, go ahead.
Let's go!
Cheers, John, you're a legend, mate. Question for Dan Hooker. When are you going to become the baddest motherfucker in the world? Because we all know you fucking are. Let's go, Australia!
Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Working my way towards it.
Sorry, my man. You are next. We're just going to go over here and ding and dong. Yes, sir.
My question's for Gaethje. Do you prefer a new challenge in Islam or do you want revenge on Oliveira?
I mean, I guess I prefer Oliveira, but I really do think Makhachev's going to win. And I'm excited about the new challenge, absolutely.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you. Back over here.
Question for Kai. Obviously, you saw how Manuel Cape acted yesterday. What response have you got for him, and how do you plan to smash his face in?
Great question. Make some noise if you think Manuel Cape's a little bitch. There you go. You know, the thing about that, all I see is insecurities. You know, obviously he's a bit unstable. He should be worrying about his opponent that's in front of him. Don't worry about me. We're not fighting, you know. So that's the probably worst thing you can do is overlook your opponent. I know when I fought Cody Garbrandt, he was trying to fight Sean instead of me. So similar situation. Focus on what's in front of you. So I feel like that fight will happen eventually, me and Manel. But for now, you know, I'm just here to support my teammates. Obviously, focus on my recovery. But I love being here in Sydney. You know, I'm gutted that I can't be a part of this card. But you know, we're one of the best in the world. So I'm just honored to be here and I'm honored to represent you guys.
Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, this question is for Justin. You've now got the BMF belt, and you've talked about how the next point forward is to fight Islam Makhachev for the title. Alexander Volkanovski has talked about going up to lightweight again for the belt. Who would be a bigger fight for you, Islam or Volkanovski?
I think there's no doubt the Undisputed Championship is the biggest fight in the world. That's at the top of every single one of us, you know, up here, and any fighter that steps in there. That's our goal. I think Volkanovski had his chance. You know, I think if I didn't finish Dustin the way I did, then, you know, he'd have a better argument because he gave Makhachev such a good fight. But the fact that I knocked out Dustin Poirier, the number 2 guy in the world, got the BMF title, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm next in line for that fight.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Back over here, young man, what do you have?
Obviously, after the BMF fight, McGregor was running his mouth a bit like he always does. What do you think about that fight? And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun. I'd be lying if I didn't say I've dreamt of ending his career and making sure he was never be able to step back in there. Chandler will now be the second guy that I've beat that he chose to fight. And, you know, I think that speaks for itself. He won't fight me. Plain and simple.
McGregor ain't scared of nobody, boy.
Okay.
But I love you. I love you.
We're going to mix in a quick media question here. Mike Bond, go ahead.
Justin, just one for you. Jorge Masvidal has been doing some interviews saying that if he was to come back for any fight, it would like to be a unification BMF fight with you. What do you think of that?
Sounds fun. Yeah. But again, I have one goal. That's the undisputed championship. I have plenty of time after that ride to fight those fights. I don't think he's ever coming back. He looks like he weighs 240 pounds. So I fight at 155 pounds, and I'm sure he'd want to fight at 170.
And Dan, can you just kind of give us an update on the health and everything, and when your timeline for a return could be?
No, I was hitting pads today, so I've been wrestling, I've been grappling. I would like to get back in before the end of the year. I heard Alex is fighting early next year, and so it's a good time if I can jump on a card with him. So December, January, I'm back in there.
And just lastly, for both of you, had a few people messaging me, a few fans. They said they would love to see a fun little face-off between the two of you right now.
Well, he already met my daughter today, and we had a beer, so I don't think it's
all in good fun. No.
Go ahead, young man.
All right, first of all, Dan and Kai, can I get an up the walls?
Up the walls!
And from Justin, can I ask you, did you originally plan to throw that head kick, or was it just something that popped into your mind and you just threw it?
No, I honestly did not plan on it. I don't really have a plan when I step in there. I really just trust my intuition, trust my coach. My coach has been drilling that. He really instilled that into my training for the Fiziev fight. And, I go in there to work. I obviously think about what I'm doing, but I honestly trust him to just put me through the process and get me ready to fight the opponent that's in front of me and trust in myself. So, no, I didn't plan on it, but fuck was I happy when that thing landed. That shit was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have another media question? I'm sorry, 1 second. Yes, go ahead.
Questions for Justin. Justin, you mentioned after the Rafael Fiziev fight that you may only have a couple left. Is that how you're still feeling, or have things changed since then?
No, so when I talk, it's I have a hard time lying to myself and ultimately lying to you guys. I think if we're on a timeline and there's a beginning and an end, I'm certainly not at the beginning, and that's all I was referring to. Is we're getting towards the end of the career, and I'm loving every second of it. To come from where I come from, middle of nowhere, to be up here and you guys asking me questions is an absolute dream come true. I've been asked many times if I get sick of pictures, and there is no way that I would ever get sick of this. This was my dream as a child, and I know that I will miss it when I'm gone. So I'm going to enjoy every experience, every interaction, and I love getting to interact with you guys out here.
Thank you.
My question's for Dan. I just wanted to ask how your new job as a UFC event organizer is, and if you have more information on the Auckland card.
Yeah, no, Auckland, I can set a date. I'll have to hold a press conference tomorrow, and I'll actually set a date on the UFC Auckland card. So everyone get ready. I'll announce it soon.
My question's for Dan Hooker. Dan, clearly the fans of Sydney love you. Clearly all the fans of Australia love you. I want to know from you, how do you want your legacy as Dan the Hangman Hooker to be remembered when it's finally time to call it a career?
It's just a man that loves to go out there and have a good old-fashioned fist fight at the end of the day. Sink a few beers after and have some fun. So I appreciate every second I'm in that octagon.
Dan sealed his, he's the baddest motherfucker after his last fight. That shit was awesome. To see someone go in there. That's why we all love this shit. We recognize max effort every single time from this guy. So, bad motherfucker in his own.
Go ahead, Jose.
One question for Kai. Obviously, there's a lot of controversy surrounding your last fight at Amir Albazi. He wants that title shot. Brendan Royval wants the title. So I'm curious, as a flyweight, who do you think deserves the next shot at the new flyweight champion, Pantoja?
I'll do this again. Make some noise if you think I won my last fight.
Yeah!
I think the only person that thought what's his name? I forgot his name. Amir. The only person that thought that he won that fight was Amir. So for me, I don't really, focus too much on the result. I just focus on the next thing. For me right now, it's just about getting better, recovering. The flyweight division is so exciting though. There's so many good fights to be made. I feel like that Pantoja-Moreno fight was probably one of the best fights of the year. So awesome that these boys are, putting it on the line for this division, and people want to see us fight. So hats off to Pantoja. I feel like the next one in line is probably going to be that Brandon Royval. He's probably the next in line. But yeah, whoever it is, I know it's going to be exciting. And I just got to take it one fight at a time. But I'll be back. I'll be back in the title picture. I just got to keep my head down and get healthy, and I'll be back.
Thank you for the question. I'm going to go back to the fans, and then I'll circle back to you, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, hello. My question's for everyone on stage. What's your most memorable moment from your fighting UFC career so far?
My most memorable moment would be when I walked out to fight Michael Johnson. That first experience walking out into that crowd, smelling that smell, something I'll never forget.
I would have to say headlining in my hometown, UFC Auckland against Felder. So we're looking to bring it back and do the same thing.
My one would probably be after like a 4-month lockdown. That's when I fought Cody Garbrandt in Las Vegas and ended up winning by first round knockout. So probably that fight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be honest, I forgot my question, but say that I fucking love you. She's a sick cunt, including you, John. I fucking love you.
Yeah!
Let's go.
Thank you. All right, we're going to hit this media member, and then we'll ding and dong. Go ahead.
Firstly, Gaethje, thank you for making the trip all the way down here. I know when the BMF title was kind of put on the table for you, you weren't the biggest fan of it. Now there's some distance between that performance and winning that belt. Has your opinion changed?
Yeah, I think my opinion changed leading up to the fight. We all fight to create a legacy. I want to be remembered forever, or as long as possible. And the BMF belt does just that. I mean, I got the interim belt, I got the BMF belt. Now that's all that's left is the undisputed championship. So once I get that, man, there's none left on the list.
And for Dan and Kai, when there's so many teammates on one card, what is the feeling in the gym like?
It's been pretty crazy. It's just full of energy. Like sitting here today just makes me just itching to get back in there. But I do want to say one thing. We got John Wayne Parr sitting right there front and center. It's here for John Wayne Parr, baby. Legend.
Hi, I love all of you guys. I met Kai in person, and I was willing to meet Dan, but there was a lot of crowd over there. But my question is for Justin Gaethje. Hi, Justin. Hi. So you literally stopped Dustin Poirier, which I don't think anyone has ever done in a recent time. But like with a head kick, headshot dead, like headshot dead. It's amazing. But he has shown willingness to fight you. Are you down for a trilogy for the belt? Because you're gonna fight the winner of Charles and Islam Makhachev. I believe you will beat those guys. Just show a little prestige and you're gonna beat it.
I think in time that fight is 100%. He made me wait 5 years. So the next fight is the undisputed championship. But I'm never going to deny him that opportunity. And again, once I get that belt, all these fights are left.
Yeah, you're truly the baddest motherfucker. Yeah,
thanks, man.
Yeah, woo.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Back over here, sir.
Hi. So I have a question for all three of you guys. What advice would you give to aspiring fighters who want to make it to the UFC?
Time on the mats. Don't major in the minors. Spend a lot of time faffing around. Just get on the mats and put the hours in.
Yeah, just piggybacking off that, just stay consistent and always remind yourself why you started this. If that's to build confidence, if that's to learn self-defense, if that's to test yourself. Constantly remind yourself, and that will keep you on track to where you want to be.
Yeah, I think The only reason I'm here is because from day one, my parents put me in wrestling at 4 years old, and I bought in. I bought into the competition. I bought into the one-on-one scenarios, and I've loved it since day one. And so, you know, if you're an adult, I would say put your kids in it because it's probably too late. And I wouldn't recommend this to my enemies, so don't put your kids in it. But, you know, again, dream come true. Could have never imagined I'd make it this far in this sport. I'm not sure how or why. All I know is, you know, I believed in myself the whole way, and I've worked my ass off. So I guess that's what you got to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you guys
you.
are legends.
Hey, Dan, Justin, we both know that both of you are some bad motherfuckers who love a good scrap. Are you guys ever going to face each other?
The man's in line for a title shot, and he's a very smart man. So that would be a very silly move right now, but I'm working my way.
I wouldn't say next, but again, he's working his way up, and as soon as I have that belt, I accept any and all challengers, and I'm sure he'll be right there.
Good stuff. Up the wires.
Up the wires.
Thank you. Waz.
Hey,
Don't get you to say it. Up the wires, baby.
Up the wires.
Boys.
Boys, Max, good job here. Can I get a higher?
I took a picture of this fella in the line, and he was sauce then, so I can't imagine him now.
Fucking yeah! Let's go! Gaethje. Gaethje, does your foot still hurt from knocking Dustin Poirier the fuck out?
I got some dance fucking bones. That shit did not hurt at all.
Fucking oath. Cheers, boys.
Thank you, brother.
Up the Aussies!
First of all, UFC Sydney, let's go! Kai, you're a weapon. Dan, you're a beast. Justin, you're a fucking savage. John Anik, you're a fucking legend. Next of all, Justin, the way Dan ate that fucking head kick and kept charging forward, after you fucking go and kill Islam Makhachev, because we all fucking hate him here in Australia, will you challenge Dan for the BMF fucking title?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like I said, any and all takers, this man is a legend. He sealed his fate with his last fight and many fights before that. I've been a big fan of this guy for a long time. Again, any and all takers, that's the name of the game. That's my fucking job. So that's what I'm here for.
Fucking oath, brother, and I'm a big fan of you. You're an icon. You're a hero of the fighter in the UFC. And last of all, can I have your hat?
I am sorry, but I cannot give this hat to you.
He loves this hat.
Hey, usually I
It's worth a
would.
shot.
A kid
Worth
asked
a
me
shot.
for it, and I felt so fucking bad telling him no, but
Dude.
my head's so good.
All right, UFC Sydney. Oh, yeah!
Justin was actually talking backstage about how much he loves this hat that he got in Salt Lake City. So just to back him up there. Go ahead, young man. What do you have?
Oh, I've got a question for all three of you. What inspired you to pursue MMA?
I just love to have fights.
Man, it was just one fight at a time. Chasing that adrenaline rush. And then all of a sudden, you know, I win my first 18 and I'm here. So who fucking knows? I love it though. I'm telling you, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's what I was made for.
Yeah, same thing. I grew up playing a lot of team sports, but fighting is where I felt the ultimate challenge. That's where I got the most out of. So I was hooked from there.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. Back over here, brother. What do you have?
Yes, this is for all three of you. I'm kind of backpacking on a question you all answered earlier, but I would just like to know maybe what are your best tips for a young amateur fighter just starting their career or wanting to get into it? What would be maybe the best routine or the best advice you could give?
Find a good coach, find a good gym, find a good coach that can give you the skills that you need to succeed.
Yeah, that and holding yourself accountable. I mean, you can't lie to yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and you have to be honest. And this sport is tough, it's rough, but it's the most exciting sport in the world. And so if you really want to do this, you create a routine and you stick to a routine every single day.
Yeah, same thing. Just learn to love the grind. Just work hard. Don't be lazy. Get up, and work towards your dreams.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Back over here, brother.
Yeah, Dan, one of your favorite fights, or my favorite fights with you and Dustin, would you run it back to avenge the loss?
Yeah, definitely. That'll be a good next. That'll be a good next matchup. So we'll see how it goes. It's the ball's in his court.
Fuck yeah, and John Anik, get me a job in the UFC, mate.
I'll see what I can do, brother. Thank you.
I'll put a good word in.
Back over here.
This is a question for everyone on stage. What are your predictions for the main event?
Israel KO.
Yep, pretty much the same. Israel by knockout or at least finish.
We love this sport because anything can happen. So I'm excited to watch it, but I do think Adesanya is going to knock him out.
Even you, John.
I got to call the fight, brother, so probably can't make a prediction, right? I mean, if I want to keep my job. Well, let's just say I think Sean Strickland's expecting a long fight. So let's see if he can extend Izzy a little bit. But I do think that it's a big challenge in front of him. And I think it's the worst stylistic matchup for him in the division. Doesn't mean he can't win it.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you. Hey, we got about 15 minutes left. So if you have not lined up yet, I would kindly ask you not to do so. We're going to try to clear out as many of you as humanly possible. What do you have, sir?
Yo, my question's for Kai. I just want to know, do you have a solid game plan of getting a title shot? And how are you going to feel when the Knights smoke you and win the premiership?
I forgot the Knights are even the top 8, bro. They win it.
Hey, watch your mouth, bro. Watch your mouth.
Hey, just watch the real game tomorrow night. Warriors and the Panthers. The boys are going to get up. They're going to ambush. And they're going to take out the premiers. So, rugby league. And your other question, bro, sorry. I guess for me to get back into title contention, bro, I just got to keep my head down, not look past anyone in this division, just take it one fight at a time. I obviously would love the UFC to come back to Auckland, my hometown. Maybe me and Manel can run it back in Auckland.
For sure. Up the Knights. Woo!
Thank you, sir. What do you have?
First off,
Beautiful T-shirt. First off, thank you.
First off, up the Waz. Shout out New Zealand. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
My question's for Dan Hooker, the GOAT. How's the recovery been from the Jalen Turner war, and how are you looking for the future?
Yeah, $1 million. I'll be back in there in no time.
Let's fucking go.
My question's for Big Dan Hooker. You had a cracker fight with Paul Felder a while back. He's expressed interest in coming back, and rumours have circulated that he's come back into the USADA pool. What do you reckon about his comeback?
Nah, he's a tough fighter. You know, I didn't feel like he should have walked away. I feel like he had a lot of tread left on the tyres, so it's good to see him back. There have been talks of him saying he wants to fight Jim Miller at UFC 300, and I think that's a perfect fight.
Cheers, mate. Semtex Mafia, Carp Mafia, let's fucking go.
Thank you, brother.
I have 2 questions. One for all 3 of you. If it was a perfect world and you could choose your next opponent, who would it be?
I'll say Oliveira.
Dustin.
Manel.
And John, what's your most memorable experience in the UFC?
You know, I oftentimes say when a fighter breaks through and becomes a champion for the first time, that's the most special thing for me, whether it was Brandon Moreno doing it or Leon Edwards doing it. What this dude did in Salt Lake City was pretty fucking special as well. But for me, I think most of those instances when a man or woman breaks through and becomes a first-time UFC champion, I'd have to say Leon Edwards probably takes the cake, though.
Thank you. Respect.
Thank you.
John Anik, never retire, brother. Voice of the UFC, we love you.
Thank you, man.
This is a question for the 3 of you. Just answer it individually. So obviously you're all legends, incredible fighters, but who is your UFC GOAT?
Anderson Silva.
Probably Israel Adesanya.
I think Silva. Yeah. That's when I grew up watching the sport and fell in love with it, and he was so dominant. Shit was exciting.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
That's a question for all 3 of you. Do you reckon you'll be Bradley Martin at a street fight?
Could you beat Bradley Martin in a street fight?
No one knows.
All you gotta do
that
is-
guy, fuck it.
All you gotta do is last about 20 seconds and he's fucked. So yes.
But he's 260.
Okay, 10 seconds.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
This is a question for Gaethje. If you could fight anyone, including boxing, who would you want to fight?
Fuck that. Oh shit. I mean, dude, the only thing on my radar right now is this winner of October, Makhachev or Oliveira. I mean, I have no other dream fight than the winner of that fight right now.
Thank you. Back over here, sir.
Hey boys, to be honest, a few of my questions got taken, but do you reckon Cody's should be on the USADA list? It's the boys from New Zealand.
Cody's the drink.
Yeah, I heard it from one of the boys in the crowd, but
They should be banned in general.
what
is a court case in a can?
yeah,
That's what they're called.
what really is it for the boys in Australia and the girls in Australia?
Oh, we grew up drinking them. They're bourbon and cokes, but they were 12%ers when we were growing up, so they pinch ya.
Cool, thanks, boys.
Thank you. Back over here.
Hey Justin, welcome to Australia. I've got a question for you. If you ever want to have a mad feed here in Australia, I'd love to invite you to El Jando and Punch Bowl if you're ever keen.
I love food. I fucking love food, as you can tell.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you. Back over here, young man. What do you have?
What do you feel about Jake Paul fighting MMA fighters? This is for all three.
I don't.
Yeah, hey, I got nothing but good things to say about that guy. That guy's making more money than us fighting, and he didn't grow up doing it, so props to him. I'd like to see him fight an MMA fight, yeah. That'd be awesome. He's been taking advantage of these MMA fighters crossing over to a different sport, so it'd be good to see him come over. I know he wrestled, so in the past, growing up, so yeah, it'd be fun.
Do you think he'll knock out Nate Diaz?
They already fought.
I mean,
No, in MMA.
I think it's absolutely a possibility, but again, I think if you've never done this and you're fighting 5-minute rounds and there's some grappling involved, you're exhausted and you can't fucking move. So he would probably be in that situation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question to Dan. Have you ever considered dyeing your hair red? Because it looks so fucking badass.
Don't give my secret away. I've got to save something for the next fight.
Exactly. Thanks, boys. Enjoy your time.
Thank you.
My question's for Dan. Back in February after Volkanovski and Makhachev, you made a comment about Makhachev.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Khabib came out later and said he was worried about Islam only having 12 hours less preparation time than Volk. With that in mind, do you stand by your comment? And if you...
Did I stutter? Did I apologize?
And my next question was, if you answer affirmative, is USADA going to come around for more tests?
I've been tested a few times since then.
Yeah, I was reading that. Any more since? Like a lot more since?
Oh, there was a few that following month. I had a few knocks on the door.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, brother.
Thank you.
Hi, I got the question for Kai. Muhammad Makaev, he posted he just want to fight with you. What do you think about it? Like, Muhammad Makaev.
Who was that?
Muhammad Makaev.
Yeah, who was that?
You don't know?
Yeah, I guess he's talented, young up and comer, young prospect. Just keep winning, and then I might know who your name is.
What do you think he's wrestling? Because the Dagestan people, they just wrestling very good. They got good skills. What would you think about it?
I fought these guys before, undefeated, Dagestan Russian wrestlers, and I beat them. So I welcome all the challenges. I don't shy away from anyone. Like, I've been in the sport long enough. When you're in the UFC, you're fighting the best guys in the world. So it's not a place to pick and choose your fights. If you're here to be the best, fight the best. So if you're a prospect or up and comer, bring it. Like, I'm not shying away from anything.
There's for the gauging. when you fight with Habib Nurmagomedov, is that hard to with wrestling with him? What do you think, like, his wrestling?
Yeah, I mean, he's incredibly strong. I fought, he's a GOAT. He's the GOAT. He was so dominant. And the night that I fought him, he was even better. With what he was fighting for, it was larger than life, and it's something I could feel when I was in there. And it was going to take something that I was not capable of producing that night to beat him. So he was great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Back over here, sir.
All right, so John Anik, you've seen many exciting fighters over your time, but you're sitting next to three of the most exciting guys in the UFC right now. Where do they rank for you in terms of exciting fighters?
Well, I've been super proud of Kai's progression, right? Because I think there were a lot of people that discounted him at times in the past, and to see him realize an interim title shot was very special for me just as a fan. Dan fucking Hooker and Dustin Poirier at the UFC Apex in 2020, that's one of the best fights I've ever called. That second round, maybe the best round that I've ever called, at least offensively. I introduced him as one of my favorites, so I think you know how I feel about Dan. And when I've talked about Justin Gaethje in the past, I've introduced him as your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. So I'm just dripping with buckets of respect for these guys, and obviously it's an honor for me to be up here with them today. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
I've got a hypothetical fight for you, Justin. You versus two Mighty Mouses in the octagon. Who wins? And lastly, you and Canelo both have incredible chins and really great boxing. Are you guys related?
We might be related. I don't know. But I think two Demetrius Johnsons would probably be too much to overcome. He's a fucking athlete, man. He's fast. I don't even think I would see his ass, and then I'll be getting hit from every angle. So that'd be a tough one. And I don't know if we're related, but I got plenty of family down in Mexico. I'm sure if you follow the tree one way or another.
Thank you. You're a sick cunt.
Thanks.
Thank you. This is a question. I've got two questions. If you didn't make it to the UFC, what would be your career?
I would probably be working in a mine or a copper mine. I went to school, went to college, human services. I would hope that that's the route that I would be taking, and I don't know what I would do with that, but it turns out through fighting, I get to inspire the world. So it actually works. It works out perfect. I get to touch that side of what I wanted to do up here. So it's perfect.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to be a bouncer. That was pretty fun. I was like working with my hands, so probably just be a builder or something like that.
For me, I don't even know what I'd be doing. Playing some sport professionally, but yeah.
And Dan Hooker, can you verse Max Holloway and be a fucking legend fight?
Be a good scrap. Be a good scrap.
Big pay-per-views.
Thank you.
Question for Dan. How did you eat that head kick from Jalen Turner, and what was going through your head?
No, well, actually, it was funny. I saw the kick, but my arm was already broken. I was expecting my arm to come up and block it, so I just watched it hit my face. I was more embarrassed than anything, but I did do a 360 spin, and then I looked, and there was three of them standing in front of me, and I just went for the one on the left, and it was the right one. So it was probably a 1 out of 3 in that fight, and I made the right call.
Question for Justin. I know you're waiting for Islam versus Oliveira winner, but who would be your dream opponent if you put the BMF title on the line?
I mean, probably McGregor at the end of the day. Like I said, a chance to take him out for good is at the top of my list. Sure. I like money too. I fight for money, so that's always good. But no, the chance to take him out and, for one, shut all of his fans up for the rest of my life at least would be special. That's better for me than the money.
I wish the same.
Thank you. Back over here, young man.
My question goes to Kai. If your fight back in June went differently, do you think you would be in title condition right now?
That's the thing. In my career, I've always, stayed in shape outside of my camps. You got to stay ready, obviously, to get the right opportunity at the right time. So yeah, definitely, I would. It would only take me a few months to get back into, I guess, peak performance. But that's what we do as a job. This is our livelihood. This is how we provide for our families and put food on the table. So if we're not in the gym, then we're in the wrong career. So yeah, I'm definitely a few fights away from the title, but that's always the goal, to be the best in the world.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This one's for John and Justin. Does our use of the word cunt catch you guys off guard?
The first time when they called me a sick cunt, I was like, hey, motherfucker.
Can you call me a sick
But
cunt?
now I know it's a term of respect and endearment, so.
Can you say you guys are all sick cunts? We'd
You guys are all some sick fucking cunts.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mom.
I think it sounds better when the Aussies say it than when us Americans try to say it, but that was pretty good. Go ahead, brother.
So I want to put...
you guys want to hear me say sick cunt?
Yes! Say sick cunt.
You're a sick fucking cunt. You got a question?
I got a question. $500. I want to put a bet on tomorrow. Main, co-main, knockout, round. What is it? Predictions. I'll put it on. I'll message you afterwards.
Yeah, Izzy and Ty KO round 1.
Anyone else?
I like to say save your money. It's a crazy
Probably
fucking
wise,
sport.
to be fair.
Crazy sport. You never know, man.
I'll go round 1. Cheers. Ty?
No, I'm the same as Dad, round 1.
Nice. Cheers.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Legend, guys.
Hey.
Up to. Right, I was training at CKB, start of the year. Don't know if you remember me. You watched me do my sparring course, Dan. How did I do, brother?
Oh, fucking beautiful. You'll be in here. You'll be in this cage in no time, mate.
Yeah, the boys. Come on, CKB, baby. Justin, you're a legend. Anik.
Thank you, brother.
All right, so this one's actually going to start off with J.A. I know you usually like to make it about the fighters and defer and give the shine to them, but I just want to say from an audience standpoint, I appreciate great commentary, and I know it when I see it, so I'm talking about the Kevin Harlans of the world, the Al Michaels of the world. You are going to go down as one of the, if not the most memorable voice in
As
combat
the most
sports.
sickest cunt there is, baby.
Every one of those individuals on stage, they've had a John Anik call to a fight ending sequence, and it's just like, there's nothing like it, honestly, at the end of the day. For Gaethje, just want to say, man, you and Dan, honestly, like the way you guys scrap, I know you guys are putting it all out there for for yourselves and for the fans at the end of the day, but it's just such a style that's generous to us, and I feel like it doesn't really go appreciated enough. So, I want to just give the flowers out there to the individuals like yourselves who are laying it all out there on the line. Even my boy Kai Kara, I know you wanted this so badly, man, but a concussion is not something you bounce back from so soon. We understand it, man. At the end of the day, I came out from California to see these scraps, and at the end of the day, it's all love. We just want nothing but the best for you guys and the best scraps, and man, there's no sport like this, man. So at the end of the day...
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
No, nothing like putting on a show and fucking lighting up the world in an instant with pure energy. It's what I've lived for. So I couldn't do it without you guys. So, that's the only reason we're up here. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Means a tremendous lot. Look forward to shaking your hand. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. All right, real quick, guys. We got like 2 minutes before I get these guys out of here. Go ahead.
All right, 2 questions quickly. Dan, who's your dream fight? And Justin, what's better than watermelon and feta?
I'll answer my own question first. Best fight I can get next is Dustin, so I'm sticking with it.
This is the first time I've ever seen feta cheese stacked on top of watermelon. I did try. It was not bad. The textures really collide, but it was good. Better than I expected, I can tell you that.
Thank you.
Fucking weird.
Go ahead, brother.
All right, this one goes out to the baddest motherfucker on stage, Justin Gaethje.
It's not a question, it's a request. Would you put me in a rear naked choke and put me to sleep right here?
I would rather kick you in the leg. You want one of those?
I'll take that.
Yeah! Kick him! Kick him! Kick him!
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll kick the shit.
Get on down here. You're about to get kicked in the leg. Yes! No, I'm sorry, brother. You're
Yes,
telling
we
me
can.
absolutely not. Sorry.
I'll find you on the streets.
This is one gentleman I do not want to piss off, so sorry about that. I stepped out of line. Sorry.
Nah, I can't choke you.
All right, final question, young man. What do you have?
When I see you out there, come see me in line tomorrow and I'll kick you. I promise you that.
This is a question for everybody. I was wondering what your favorite walkout songs of all time are that aren't your own.
That's not ours, or that's
Yeah,
tied to Ivasa cannot be beaten. They are the best.
Yeah, probably ties. Shannon Noel, What About Me? Iconic.
I was rocking out to Dustin's song this last fight. That's a good one. It's a good walkout. Yeah, it's been with him since day one, so it's fucking awesome. I was loving it.
You know, you guys are just so awesome. We're so thankful to be here. Can we hear it one final time for these athletes? Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Kai Kara-France. Sleep well, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go! Fight Sunday morning. Up the